go here.
Yesterday I did Gucci, and today Fendi, so it's hot.
Hey, it's Nikki Jensen.
And Brie Piccone.
And we're Late to the Party, a podcast about film, fashion, and pop culture from two best friends mentally at Camp Walden for Girls in 1998.
Yes.
And today we are talking about the 1998 Parent Trap, starring Lindsay Lohan and directed by our homegirl, Nancy Meyer.
A seminal movie, I think, for both of us.
Truly, this movie influenced me so much. I had to refrain because we did just watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, Brie, but I had to refrain from quoting the entire movie. I think I've watched this movie so many times throughout my life that I think I can recite it front to back.
I noticed that, but it's okay. It is so good.
Yes. I love it. I love everything about it, and we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it today.
Let's talk about it.
Because we've talked about the Nancy Meyer cinematic universe.
We have.
But now we're getting down to the one that started it all.
Mm-hmm.
So The Parent Trap was Lindsay Lohan, her acting debut, and Nancy Meyer's solo directing debut.
Iconic.
And you can just tell, I don't know about you, but I could just tell how much fun Lindsay Lohan had shooting this movie.
Yeah, it really comes through, like when she's playing Annie and Halle, I don't know. And she does such a good job of like I'm still convinced that there are two Lindsay Lohans in this movie. Like
truly. I think it also like set her up in a very interesting way because right out of the gate, like she had us all fooled.
Right?
Like I remember as a kid, grown adults being like, those twins were excellent. And you had to be like, I saw like on like Disney Channel magazine. Do you remember those little Disney Channel magazines?
Like vaguely.
They were like mini little books that would come out every month. And I remember they had one. And it was like the summer 98 preview. Just flipping through, being like, The Parent Trap. Because this is like the first movie I remember seeing at the movie theater.
Really?
Like yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I saw others, but I couldn't remember them because I was so little. In what, 98? Like 3. So like this was the first movie where I consciously remember trotting my little self to the theater.
Oh, wait, when did this movie come out? It was 98.
It came out July.
Okay, the summer.
The summer. It came out July 29th, 1998.
All right. Well, yeah. Huh. I don't think I saw this movie in theaters, unfortunately, but I do remember watching it a lot with you. And
I was obsessed.
This was the year we met and made our friendship pact. And I feel like this movie influenced the both of us a lot.
We used to switch places.
Yeah.
Children. Did everything.
Yeah.
We're like, I'll switch places.
We used to get sent to the isolation chamber, whatever. I don't know. Not really, but I felt like in school we would be like, they'd be like, y'all sit down.
And we'd be like, no.
We'd be causing that mild mischief.
So much mischief. Thank you, Nancy Meyer. Thank you, Lindsay Lohan. You've created two little monsters.
I know.
All screened it off. But no, I love this movie. And this movie holds up.
It does. I like surprisingly well. Like, because like you said, we just watched it. It is like exactly how I remember. Like beat for beat. And it's still like there's nothing weird, nothing cringy. It's just super cute and heartwarming.
I think it's so interesting too. I completely agree. And I think we got to talk about the Lindsay Lohan of it all right out of the gate.
For sure.
Because like I just said, this is her debut film. But this also sets the precedent because when we talk about movies from our childhood, so far, Lindsay Lohan's the reigning champ of movies that still hold up. And maybe that's why she fell so hard from grace, is because in our heads, like everyone was just like, well, she started out having great movies.
That's true.
So when she fell, like the moment she had a bad movie, like truly bad movie, it was just like, we're done. Because like Freaky Friday still holds up.
It does, yeah, because we revisited that one.
Which I still say Jamie Lee Curtis should have won the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
But in this movie, I didn't look at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. But that's a different topic, I guess. It's a different cat. Like, we're not talking Golden Globes. Natasha Richardson is very good.
Yeah. What was she? I feel like I've seen her in like a lot of other things. She's in Made in Manhattan, I guess.
Yes. We got Natasha Richardson, Dennis Quaid. Very good.
Yeah.
We have, what's her name? From Abbott Elementary? Chessie? What, like that actress?
Yeah.
Elaine Hendricks as Meredith.
Yep. And then Janice from Friends.
Yes.
As the camp counselor.
So many an appearance by Halle Shire, Nancy Meyer's real life Halle.
Right. And her, I guess in the movie, I mean, she's like the pool girl or something, but like, I guess in the credits, they give her the name Lindsay.
Which is cute. Well, I don't know. Do you follow Nancy Meyers on Instagram?
You know, I don't think I do. I don't know why I don't. I didn't know she had an Instagram.
The cutest Instagram. And we didn't talk about this in our Nancy Meyers episode, but she like post things from her previous films, like film shoots.
Ooh.
And she always does like a mix CD of like songs of inspiration for the cast and crew. Which is really cute. But also, she always does the throwbacks about the Parent Trap, talking about how her daughter Halle and Lindsay Lohan were really close on the set.
Sweet. I need to follow her on Instagram. I don't know why I'm not. Like,
so cute. So many pixelated, bad quality images of her own films. It's adorable.
Oh, I would love to know some more Nancy facts, honestly.
I would too. I want to know everything about her.
Yeah.
So, what is the plot of The Parent Trap?
Okay, so 2 girls go to camp and discover that they are twins and have the same parents? I don't know. This is very oversimplified.
And then, I mean, we can read.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It says, when 2 preteens named Halle and Annie meet at summer camp, their lives are rattled when they realize they are identical twins. With parents, British mother, aka famous dress designer Elizabeth, and American father, a winemaker named Nick. Living on different sides of the universe, the girls decide to make an identity swap in hopes of spending time with their other parent. The girls later choose to inform their guardians of the swap while at a hotel in San Francisco, which later reunites the divorced pair and they remarry.
Well, that's it. Okay, thank you guys for listening.
Period. The end. This will be
everlasting love. I love how this movie starts with "Love is for the way you look at me," and then ends with "This will be an everlasting love."
I love that, and I knew that this will be. This has been a thought on my mind for like months now. It's been bothering me. I'm like, there's a big like. I know this isn't exactly romantic comedy, but there is some of that in there, you know?
Yeah.
But that song at the end of a movie, it's so important.
Isn't it at the end? It's in The Holiday, isn't it?
Is it?
Is this? I think it is.
Really? I want to rewatch.
I think it is.
I know it's at the end of Norbit. Not a Nancy Meyers film, but
it's close.
Yeah, it's a heartwarming one.
Which one's better, The Parent Trap or Norbit?
Oh, that is a close call. I mean, very different. I can't choose. I really can't.
That means Norbit.
Don't tell Nancy.
Norbit above all else.
Yeah.
It's like how I'll ride for Master of Disguise.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
I do have a soft spot for Norbit. I don't know why.
It's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
At his peak. Yeah, so the film opens with Nick and Elizabeth's wedding.
Yes.
Like Dennis Quaid and Natasha Richardson. And they're on the Queen Anne 2. Right?
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth?
I think
Queen
so.
Anne.
Queen. Oh, you're right.
A queen.
Some queen. Yeah, maybe it's Elizabeth. That's weird, though, because her name's Elizabeth.
Yeah, maybe it's Anne. Queen Anne 2. But it's 2.
It's 2. We know that much.
Anyways, they're sharing a bottle of wine. They're listening to Love by Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
They're in love. They're taking a picture. It's going to be very important to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we flash forward to 11 years and 9 months later, and we're at Camp Walden Forgoes.
Yes, which I feel like this is an interesting premise. Like, who sends their, like, what British mom sends their kid to America for the summer by their lonesome? Does that make a lot of, it doesn't, I mean, I know to suspend the disbelief, but the more I was thinking about it, I'm like, this is an odd, like, did she go to camp here? But no, probably not, because she was raised in the UK. I don't know. It's just, it's confusing to me, like, how that even, I don't know. Not to take away from the movie. I just.
From what little I know, though, about really rich people, is they love to send their kids away to foreign places and, like, drop them off with, like, some bags.
Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's summertime. Have an adventure, honey.
Yeah. Like, rich people love to neglect their children. So we're at Camp Walden for girls. And we're introduced to Halle Parker, played by Lindsay Lohan.
Yes. And she has a duffel kerfuffle.
She does. And she is sassy and wearing a denim jacket.
Yeah.
And can I just say she is a style icon? I think Halle Parker is one of my style icons.
I mean, those plaid shorts.
So good. Oh, her Adidas. She wears Adidas throughout this film, and it's 90s perfection.
Yes. What else does she wear?
She wears metallic blue nails.
Love that. Does she also wear the kimono dress at the end? Is that
she
Halle?
does.
Yeah.
Very 1998.
Very. Yeah, she's very in the times. I feel like Annie's like a little bit behind the times. Like she's in like the 60s or like the 80s or
definitely 60s inspired.
Yeah.
Annie,
but cute.
Very cute. Well, because when we're introduced to Annie, Halle's from Napa.
Oh yeah.
Her dad owns a vineyard. She's worldly and like
she like knows all the notes in wine, which
yes,
you know, that might be a problem. I don't know.
Loves Leo DiCaprio. You know, she's with it.
Yep.
And we're introduced to Annie. She pulls up in a limo with her butler, Martin.
I love Martin.
He's my favorite. I want a Martin in my life.
Same.
But we'll talk about Martin a little bit later because I have so much to say about all the side characters.
Okay. No, the side characters are great in this film.
They are. I love everyone in this film, but the side characters are like extra special. But yeah, so when we meet Annie, she's from London and she's in a whole like tweed suit with a matching headband.
Iconic. I mean, I also love her style, you know? It's more buttoned up, but it's so cute.
Very much so. Like she has like the cap toe shoes, which are very Chanel.
Yes. She's so proper.
Yes. And she does a handshake with Martin.
The best handshake ever.
As a kid, did you ever want to learn that handshake?
Yes, I still do, Nick. Why don't we know that handshake? I'm like disappointed in us. I'm like, how we've come this far and we've never learned the handshake.
We need to learn the handshake.
Yeah.
So once we're introduced to the girls, they have friends in the film.
Yeah, they kind of make friends at this camp.
This part of the movie happens so fast.
Yeah. With
so many like of the memorable scenes. Or is this just me? The memorable scenes are really like squished into this one section in camp. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the movie's paced out.
Actually, you're so right, because I don't remember it going this quickly, but it does. And, well, the first time we see the girls in the same space together, they're in, like, the lunch hall, and they both are, like, they're, like, refusing the strawberry. They're like, oh, we're allergic to strawberries, and the lady's all confused. And they haven't actually seen each other yet. So there's that, what is it when you're, like, anticipating something?
I know what you're talking about.
Right?
It is very, like, reminiscent of, I know Nancy Meyer is inspired by like the screwball comedy.
Yeah.
And it is a little more like, this isn't like a traditional meet cute because it's not a romance, but it does play up like that. You know what I mean? Where the hijinks are kind of like, they're at different places at different times. You
like know what's kind of gonna happen before they do a little bit. You're like, oh, we know that they're gonna see each other and be like, oh my God, you're like my twin. But, yeah, they have like a fencing match. So they haven't seen each other yet, but they're like, they have those masks. But then it was like after Annie beats Halle, and then she fires some shots at her. She
does. My favorite line. I have class and you don't.
Woo!
Oh, because Annie's like we look identical. And Halle's like, I don't see it.
She's like, no.
Nah, bitch.
You got to get your nose fixed and your ear. Like, she was like dragging her. So
she's like, turn to the side. It's like, turn front.
Yeah. That was really funny. I don't know. They're like, the fact that they like start out not getting along is really funny to me.
I like that. Well, they have a series of pranks with their other friends, their camp friends.
The prank wars. Okay, can we talk about the prank wars for a second?
100%. So who initiates? Probably Halle, right?
I think so, because she steals Annie's clothes when she goes skinny dipping. She like, so that Annie retaliates. I don't know how this happens, by the way. They're like 11-year-olds. I don't know how they get the beds on top of the roof and how they stay there.
Yes.
That's a little like hard to believe, but I love it.
Those kids are strong. I mean, we were 11-year-old girls.
It's that one girl that gets the duffel bag. She's the one wait, but she would be on the, wouldn't she be betraying Halle? I don't know.
Well, okay, from the looks of it, because it's the poker scene with the bad to the bone.
Oh, yeah, the bad to the bone. I love that.
Where Halle comes in like a baddie and throws down her chips.
Yeah.
And is like, a royal flush. And Annie has to skinny dip. But my point is, when the skinny dipping comes and everyone steals her clothes, Annie's friends are there at the poker game, right?
Yeah.
And they don't stop it. So maybe. That's all I'm saying. Maybe like those, it's just a magical coincidence, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
It is.
Everyone in this whole universe is conspiring to bring those two together one way or another.
Yeah. It seems it.
Yeah.
I love when Halle sets up like that room, like the booby traps. It's very like Home Alone style. So many traps, so much sticky substances and water balloons. Yeah, it's very over the top. I don't know. And when the camp counselors come back. Yeah. And they're like, Marvis. And they come in and they slip and slide and they're sent to the isolation cabin. I know. I love how like they both get in trouble because Halle's like, you don't want to come in here. And then Annie's like, come on in. So it looks like she's in on the... It does because so like Annie is getting the prank with all the girls in her bunk with all the feathers and all the water and whatnot. Like, I don't know if it's whipped cream or shaving cream or whatever. It's wild. It's outrageous. It's very Home Alone. Yeah. But yeah, Annie's like, I'm not sick. Come on in. Thinking that she's going to get Halle. Right. And then there's even more like chocolate and like all the feathers and everything. Oh, all on the ladies. Like, sliding across the room too. And the camp counselor, one of them is Janice from Friends. That is so... I know. When we were like watching, I'm like, how do I know this lady? It's Janice. Chandler. But yeah, the two girls are sent to the isolation cabin where they eat Oreos and peanut butter, which I always tried as a kid. Was it good? It was okay. Just okay. Like, it's all right. Halle has pictures. It's like a inspiration board. She's like manifesting before that was a thing, having her vision board. Yeah, a vision board. Yeah. I definitely think she like influenced like probably a lot of people, our generation. Halle Parker, the influencer, me, the influenced. Mm-hmm. And then she has the iconic conversation where she's like, you don't know who Leo DiCaprio is? And then they realize that they're both born on the same day. Yep. October 11th. And they both have the picture that's like split in half of their mom and dad, and they bring it together and they're like, Halle, we're like Annie, we're like sisters. And she's like, no, Halle, we're like twins. I love how like Halle almost gets it. She like misses it. She's like so close to a lot of things. And Annie's like, I gotta explain this to you, really? She's just, she's like, we're sisters. Yeah. And he's like, no, it's much more important. We're twins. Yeah. Then Halle's like, well, the lunch bell's ringing. I gotta go. I don't know. I just thought that was cute. She's really hung up on a popsicle. Yeah. And then they start to cry. Honestly, this scene really got me in the feels. This movie got me in the feels a lot more than I expected because I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah.
The nostalgia factor of it, I don't know.
So cute too. And I agree.
And Lindsay Lohan, like she brings a lot of emotion. Like it looks like she's actually crying in some scenes. I'm like,
She's very good.
Yeah. No wonder we had such high expectations for her.
Yeah, very good. What would happen if you had a long lost twin, Brie?
I don't know. It's too late for that. I'm too late in life. I feel like you are my long lost twin.
For real.
You know, like spiritually. Now I think I'd be weirded out. I guess I would high five them. I don't know. I don't think I have a long lost twin. I know I need to like, I don't know. I guess it's hard to believe. I don't know. What did you do?
I think as a kid, I either hoped for a long lost twin or that you were my long lost twin.
Yes, I always thought that you were like my that's probably why we switched places. But you know what? We were only children like for a while separately.
Yeah.
So I think that desire to have like a twin or like a sibling out there was real. Like it tapped into something for me. And I don't know. But I don't need a long lost twin now.
Same. I mean, as an adult, 20-something, if someone was like, yeah, I'm your long lost twin, I'd be like, cool. Send me a text every now and again. Wish us happy birthday. I'll wish you happy birthday. Like,
wish us because you have the same birthday.
Crazy.
Yeah. That'd be really trippy. If there was like two of you, if we both had long lost twins, that'd be way too much. That'd be so over the top. And if they had a podcast, I don't know.
Well, they say everyone has doppelgangers.
They do, yeah.
So
technically everyone's got a long lost twin out there.
Yeah. Just didn't share your blood. Weren't in the same womb, I guess.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's like tomato.
Right. Oh, yeah. So when they find out they have the same birthdays and that they're twins, they have Halle has the idea. She's like, let's trade places. Like, this is going to sound crazy, but I want to, you know, meet my mom. You want to meet our dad. Like, let's just like make it happen.
Which is a good plan. I mean, considering that they're like, why wouldn't you switch places if you're a twin?
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity too.
I've seen Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Yeah.
Switch places.
Exactly. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Like, if you're a twin and you don't switch places,
yeah,
why have a twin?
What are you doing? That's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have the parent trip plan where Halle will go to London with the mom and Annie will go to Napa with the dad. And then once they've had enough time with their parents, they'll be like, hey, we fooled you guys. And then they'd have to send it back.
Yeah. But
Annie has long hair and unpierced ears. So Halle has to change that.
Yeah. I love how she gets the scissors and like Annie is like, oh my God, an 11-year-old's cutting my hair. I can't. She's like, I don't know if I can do this.
Which she does a great job.
She does. I know it's like movie magic, but
flawless. You never looked better.
Anytime as a kid I tried to cut my hair, it was like really bad. Like,
I remember used to like in class, I would sneak and try to like cut the ends of my hair, but nothing noticeable.
Yeah.
And then one time I got caught by the teacher and it wasn't great.
Oh, wow. What did she do?
She was just like, I'm going to call your parents. And I think they did. I didn't get in trouble though.
Yeah, they're like, whatever.
Yeah, they were like, whatever. But I got in trouble.
Ooh.
And then they learn the handshake.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they have to teach each other like how to be
each other.
Yeah. I love how they have like, they draw maps and all this stuff.
They strategize.
It's a complete strategy.
All set to Do You Believe in Magic?
Yeah.
Which, can I say, I love the soundtrack.
Same. It gets me like smiling and just bopping.
So good. So like of its time, but so good. I love all the needle drops.
Same. Speaking of needle drops, so Annie teaches Halle the handshake. And then when they switch places and she meets back up with the butler, like when Halle lands in London, she has to do the handshake to prove that she's Annie, and she does it perfectly.
Yes.
But also they go driving around, like back to the house, and There She Goes plays.
Yes. Around London.
And she's going around. I don't know.
There she goes.
I think that's like the first time I've heard that song, or like I'm sure it was playing at the time because I remember that being like a big song. I don't know. It just has so much nostalgia for me.
For sure. I mean, this is where I first heard pretty much all of these songs because this was like my movie. So yeah, There She Goes is the Parent Trap song for me.
It's just so perfect. I know you just said it, but like,
it's very good. The needle drops are consistent. I know in some Nancy Meyer's films, the needle drops sometimes are all over the place. You know, like in Something's Gotta Give when they play Crazy Town's Butterfly.
Right.
A little weird. But this one consistently all the way through. I think like it's like very of the time when they go camping and they're playing How Bizarre. Do, do, do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love it because it fits still. So, I don't know. I think it's the most consistent soundtrack of Nancy Meyer's.
I think so.
This movie's just so good, though. Can we talk about the box office for a second?
Oh, yeah, let's.
Okay, so this movie did come out on July 29th, 1998. It was number 2 behind Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, wow. But that's a big deal.
It is.
Where's the Oscar for Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap?
Did she win at least a Blockbuster Entertainment Award?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, it was a box office hit. And people praised Lohan's performance. I feel like if you ask any old person now about Lindsay Lohan, they'll still be like, The Parent Trap was amazing. Did you know that she played both parts? Like, I feel like that's what the olds still say.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive. Because also, I think at the time, that kind of movie magic is like they really pulled it off. It looks seamless.
Arguably better than a lot of movies that have tried to do it.
Yeah, I agreed. That's what I was gonna say.
Were you a big Lindsay Lohan fan back in the day?
Always. Yes. Always. And still.
What is your favorite Lindsay Lohan movie?
That's really hard because I want to say The Parent Trap. But it would have to be either The Parent Trap or Freaky Friday. Like, I do love Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, but I don't think that really pushes her range. And I feel like she has so much to give. I also remember really enjoying that movie. What is it? It was like Just My Luck.
Just My Luck's fun.
I remember really liking that one.
What about Mean Girls? Katie Heron.
Oh, yeah, Mean Girls. I gotta be honest, I was really late to the party on Mean Girls. I didn't see it till like later in high school.
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't like, I don't know, I kind of missed the boat on it a bit. I still enjoy it, but like it's not my favorite Lindsay movie.
Huh.
Yeah. It might be Freaky Friday or The Parent Trap.
Yeah, I think The Parent Trap for me. She just kind of sets the bar so high for herself.
It might be her best movie.
I think it's just, you can tell, like, it's this girl from Long Island who gets her big break after, you know, I know she did like a Jell-O commercial with Bill Cosby back in the day, and an Abercrombie shoot with Lizzie Grant. Oh. Or now Lana Del Rey.
That's awesome.
But this was, like, you can just Lindsay Lohan's endless potential in this movie. Maybe it is the nostalgia and the hindsight of it that, like, makes it even better, but...
Yeah, it might be.
I think Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen aside, if I'm ranking Lindsay Lohan movies, it's almost sequential. Like, I think The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday are her two bests. Mm-hmm. Skip Confessions. Mean Girls is her third.
Yes.
Then skip Herbie, go to Just My Luck. I haven't seen Prairie Home Companion, but I want to.
I've never even heard of this movie.
A Robert Altman movie based on the NPR, like, variety show, but it has Meryl Streep in it. And she has that iconic cover on, I forget what magazine, but it's like a raven-haired Lindsay with Meryl Streep, and they're like,
whoa,
face to face,
say less. To cheek. I'm there.
So
fun.
So I guess this Freaky Friday and Mean Girls are my top 3.
Honestly, same. That makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't know if I've seen a Lindsay Lohan movie after Just My Luck.
Well, what else is after Just My Luck? Other than, obviously her recent kind of, was it a Hallmark movie? Or in that vein?
Did a Netflix movie. No, I think she did Georgia Rule with Jane Fonda. I Know What Killed Me, or I Know What something, where she plays a stripper and it like basically ended her career.
Dang, that's a shame.
She played Liz Taylor in a movie in like 2012.
Get a clue.
Oh,
do you
yeah,
remember that one?
Wait a second. We know what Lindsay Lohan's best movie is.
Life Size! You're right! How are we not talking about Life Size? What is wrong with us? Duh!
The best movie she's ever been and the best movie to ever exist. This is like my Norbit. I'm like, Life Size... I'm the biggest Life Size stan. Life Size 2 doesn't exist. It's all about this one baby.
Dude, you're right. She's so good. Young Lindsay Lohan, like, baby Lindsay is so good. Like, she's so charming and she's so cute and I just love her.
Young Lindsay Lohan can't be stopped.
No, she is like, she's at the top of her game. It's so wild. This changes everything as far as like rankings. Like, I still, maybe The Parent Trap, but Life Size. Or maybe Life Size and then The Parent Trap. I don't know. It's tough.
I think The Parent Trap. I think it would still be sequential though, because this comes out, Life Size comes out in 2000.
Yeah.
It's still in sequence.
It's sequence, yeah. That's wild.
I don't make the rules. That's just how it is.
Yeah. You know what? When you search for movies, that's not like the first one that comes up for some reason. Like, do people forget about that movie?
Everyone forgets. You know, I was talking about our podcast to someone recently, and they were like, I'm really glad that you don't go the route, like you guys don't go the route of like just doing all Disney Channel movies or like High School Musical and like Miley Cyrus. And I'm like, well, you know, I like to say that we're a little cooler than that. No shade, Alti. But I was like, but you know, we're gonna have to do Life Size and Model Behavior at some point because those movies slap. And they were like, well, that's different because that's like was it a Disney? It was like on like ABC.
Okay,
so it's a little different. They're like, well, Disney movies. But I just thought that was funny that I was talking to someone recently and they were like,
that is really funny. I mean, I wouldn't mind revisiting High School Musical though for like the lulz. I think that'd be fun. But
bet on it. Again, with the guilty pleasures, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, same.
It inspires me daily.
Just like wake up, start listening to Bet on It to start your day.
I'm not gonna stop. That's who
I am.
It really does. I want to recreate that.
You should. Just go out to like the hills and just like go like this, kneel down.
I could do it.
Bet on me.
It's very good. Back to Parent Trap though.
Okay, so you're saying the box office?
It was number 2 behind Saving Private Ryan, which is my favorite film of 1998 that I've seen. Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that one was really good. Saving Private Ryan. If I just only do rankings now, we're like a YouTube channel. Yeah. But no, like as far as 1998 films go, I haven't seen them all by any stretch of the imagination. But Saving Private Ryan has affected me. Same. On like a very deep level. I'll still think about that movie on occasion. It's one of those movies where I'd never have to see that movie again to be like, yeah, that changed my life. Yeah, you just need to see it one time. That's good enough. Yes. But you know, The Parent Trap also changed my life. Mm-hmm. I would say in a deeper way. Yeah, I'm like, maybe that would be number 1 for me in 1998. It's so funny because as far as 1998 in film, my top 3 would totally be Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love, and The Parent Trap. Love it. Sorry, not sorry. The Mouse Hunt or something. Is that 1998? I don't know. No, I know. I'm trying to remember what else was out there, but I can't. Nope. That's it. It's not The Parent Trap, so. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what's interesting? What? So Nancy Myers has been quoted that when she was trying to cast Annie and Halle, she was looking for a little Diane Keaton. Oh my God, really? Yeah. Wow, that's so interesting. Do you think Lindsay Lohan is going to become Diane Keaton at some point? Like, your mouth to God's ears. Truly, that's my hope. I hope so. That would be so lovely.
Diane Keaton is cool.
I love Diane Keaton.
Yeah. I feel like that's our podcast now. We would just like love Diane Keaton and that's it.
Instead of Late to the Party with Nikki and Brie, it's I love Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Full stop. What are your thoughts on, so before Lindsay Lohan was cast, they were thinking about Scarlett Johansson.
Right.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
I could see that one.
I could see it. Mara Wilson.
I don't know. I mean, I love her, but she had Matilda, so...
Well, she had a chokehold on like 90s
and something
movies.
else. Yeah, she was in a couple of them.
She was in the Miracle on 34th Street remake.
Oh.
She was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes.
She was in Matilda.
Yeah.
What else was she in? She was in Thomas the Tank Engine and the Magic Railroad.
She didn't have the red hair. Something about the red hair. And also as a child with red hair. I know it's hard to tell now because it's really brown, but it was like fire engine red at one point.
It was.
Like when you met me. I don't know what happened. It slowly faded away and then my hair got curly. It's been through a journey.
Did you feel seen?
I felt seen. Yeah, I did.
Representation matters.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
No, I understand. There's not a lot of fire crotches.
Yeah, and Lindsay Lohan has such an interesting look too. Like as a kid with all her freckles, like she's
beautiful.
I didn't have freckles like that, but still, I think that's really cool to show. I don't know.
You were, not to put you on the spot, the only redhead as a kid I ever met without freckles. And it is it makes sense now why you don't have red hair. Mm-hmm. But I did think it was very odd that you had like not a one. As a kid, I was always like really stumped.
I mean, I had a couple moles. Does that count? That's close? No, not the same. I don't know. I don't know either. I can't explain it.
Dude, if you know how Lindsay Lohan has those beautiful freckles all over her face?
Yeah.
If you had moles all over your face, it reads different.
Okay, yeah.
But you didn't. You were a really cute kid, but moles and freckles. I mean, a good tasteful mole.
Yeah. But there's some moles that are close. Like what's the difference between a mole and a freckle, though? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a fine line. There can be a fine line. Not all moles are. Not all. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
You know what's crazy? I have never gotten rid of the mole like between my neck and my like shoulder.
Yeah. Because
Beyonce has one there.
Oh, really?
Like a crazy person.
Iconic. Yeah. Moles are like signatures, right? Like they're like
Enrique Iglesias when he got rid of the mole.
It was never the same.
No.
Not as high.
He wasn't duetting with Whitney Houston anymore.
His life went downhill.
Yes. Can we talk about when Halle meets her mom?
Yeah. That scene made me cry. I was like the whole time in this film, not the whole time. I felt like the butler when he like ugly cries. And he's like, ah.
Or like Chessie when she finds out that's Annie and can't get it together.
Yeah, same.
Like we're introduced to Natasha Richardson and she's walking down these steps and it's almost like you're Halle.
Uh-huh.
Like she was just so beautiful and so Princess Diana-esque.
She does look so much like Princess Diana.
Yes. And also has the best interiors in her home.
The best.
Great taste. But yeah, her name's Elizabeth James, which is also the classiest name on the planet.
So classy.
And yeah, we meet her. And also the grandfather.
Yes.
And Martin, the butler, which I love the grandfather and I love Martin, the butler, so much.
Yeah. I mean, everyone is great. Like you said, the side characters. There's like no one in this movie. Well, okay, never mind. I was gonna say there's no one in this movie that you hate, but like maybe Meredith.
Well, let's talk about that because so Annie's off with the dad and she meets Dennis Quaid.
Yep.
Who I turned over to you during this movie. You seemed a little traumatized when I was like, is Dennis Quaid hot? There's something about him when we meet at the airport.
Yeah.
He's looking bronzed.
Uh-huh.
He has a cowboy hat. He has like those like laugh like he looks like a golden retriever.
Okay. He does. I could see that.
I get it. I get what Meredith sees in this man.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to this man. I don't feel a connection there. Not for me.
I'm so connected to Natasha Richardson and Dennis Quaid in this movie.
Oh,
sorry to my mom and dad who have been lovely and nothing but good to me, but this is my mother and my father.
I know what you mean. Actually, as a kid, I felt more like that. I was like, oh, the perfect parent. I don't know what it is. This movie just paints this like, it's kind of idealized. It's definitely a fantasy. Like, it's definitely like a kid's like wish fulfillment type of movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the fact that they even pull off the whole thing is like,
it's a score for kids.
Yeah. It's really cute though. But it can tap into that inner, for me it taps into my inner child. I don't know, I think it's cute. But Dennis Quaid, I don't know, he doesn't do it for me, but I know he has appeal. It's kind of like Mel Gibson. He doesn't do it for me either.
But he has appeal.
Yeah.
In What Women Want. I think Nancy Meyer's really, the way she represents these stars shines the best light on them possible.
Definitely.
Then we are introduced to Meredith Blake.
Right.
Who has now had a renaissance on the internet.
So I've heard.
Mm-hmm. She's only 26, but she's a gold digger.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me, you know, like in The Sound of Music, how there's like the other lady that the guy is supposed to, there's like the Baroness or whatever. It's like that same energy where the kids just like are trying to just stop everything, be like, no, this is not happening. Not on my watch.
And Annie like sniffs it out immediately.
Yeah.
She's like this, she does not give off good vibes.
Mm-mm.
I must sabotage this ASAP.
I love when the dad's like, hey, how do you feel about her as a person? She's like, well, she's got nice teeth, I guess. I don't know. Like,
I love when the dad's like, we're getting married, like we're engaged. Or before he exactly verbalizes that, but he's like, how do you feel about Meredith in your life? And he's like, I always wanted a sister.
Yeah, that cracked me up. She's like, you're gonna adopt her?
Yes. And this whole time, so with this ruse, Chessie, who is also like, she gives me my mom vibes, to be honest. Like, Chessie is a little more
I could see
like that. But Chessie sniffs her out right away, and Martin and the grandfather sniff Halle out right away.
Yeah, they know. And the dog knows.
Yes.
Just saying.
Because the dog won't come to Annie.
Mm-mm.
But the way they find out is because, well, Annie's panicking. Mm-hmm. Basically, like, you need to tell them because he's going to marry this monster.
Yeah. She's like, the plan's not going well. We got to do something.
And Halle's on the other end in London being like, this plan is going great.
Yeah.
I get to go to the mom's bridal shop and like have photo shoots with a bride wearing a top hat. Like
top hat and a veil. I love that.
I get to recreate Abbey Road. What are you talking about? I'm wearing a baby blue matching suit with a headband. Get out of here with that noise.
Yeah. She doesn't want to hear it.
She hangs up on her.
She's like, oh, sorry. She like gets like the wrapping paper from a candy and just like, oh, I can't hear you. Which who hasn't done that once in their life, you know?
After seeing this movie.
Yeah.
I did.
I definitely did, but I didn't realize. I think that movie is what planted that idea.
Well, because I was so young, I don't remember my life before The Parent Trap.
Same.
Therefore, I've learned everything from The Parent Trap. As far as my mom and dad weren't together, and I tried to set them up on a boat.
Did you really?
Just like, yes.
On a boat?
It almost worked. It was very embarrassing. It did not work out for me.
Told me.
Because there's pictures of it. Ask them.
Wait, there's pictures?
Yeah, ask them. We don't need to get into this. It's really sad.
Okay.
Sometimes a Parent Trap doesn't work in real life, Brie.
Damn, and that's why we have movies, you know?
Truly.
That's like, yeah. That would be a sad, like if the Parent Trap, like if it ended and they didn't work out. I almost thought it was, like I haven't seen this movie in so long. I don't want to like skip too far or spoil anything, but like the ending kind of surprised me because I was like, wait a minute, this is not what I remember. I thought that, you know what I mean? It kind of like fakes you out.
Yeah. But still, I think like it justifies it though.
Mm.
It is far-fetched, but it's very, like, I think they do a good job of justifying it.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so the jig is up because Halle basically runs out of the house to make a collect call.
Yeah.
And the grandfather's like, "You fit to feeling a bit woozy, eh?"
Yeah, he's like, woozy. He's like, that doesn't, we don't say that word. Us Brits, I don't really know. I don't know if they do or not, but he seemed suspicious.
So suspicious. But yeah, next thing you know, the mom, Martin, and Halle are heading to San Francisco to meet up with the Napa crew.
Right, because they Halle and Annie have planned it out that they were going to meet at this hotel. And she's basically like, yeah, Dad knows you're coming. Like, he says, he's excited to see you, whatever.
Which sends her into Elizabeth into a tailspin. Yeah. Rightfully so.
She starts smoking cigarettes. She gets drunk on the ride there.
She does that iconic like meme where she has a roller in her hair and a cigarette in her hand. And she's like, I'm not mature enough for this.
Yeah. I love it. I love seeing her a little unhinged, though.
I do, too. This is my favorite part of the movie, when Elizabeth James is getting drunk on the plane, just totally unhinged, and she meets Dennis Quaid, just like, while he's going up the elevator, and she's just, like, waving.
Uh-huh. And he's like, what? It's like, what are you doing here?
So good.
I also love how, like, well, I don't know if it was Halle or Annie, but they kind of try to set them up like that the mom and Meredith kind of meet at the bar or something. And it's such an awkward combo because Meredith is like, oh my God, you're Elizabeth James. I want you to design my wedding dress. And unbeknownst to Elizabeth, she's like, all right, I will. But she doesn't know that that's like his fiance now. I don't know. It's just like it just gets messy and hilarious.
Yes. And I do love Chessie and Martin.
I was about to say that.
With Martin in the blue Speedo.
Oh my goodness.
And Elizabeth is like, oh my God, so embarrassing. And Chessie is like, which it's funny because like Chessie doesn't like Meredith.
Right.
But loves Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm. So. She's a good judge of character.
For sure. I just want to be best friends with Chessie.
Same. What I love, they try to recreate the first date, right? It doesn't go so well. But then the girls, am I skipping too far ahead?
No.
Okay. But then the girls decide to they're like, wait, that's it? We're not satisfied. This can't be it. Like you're going to have to go on this camping trip with us. Like, we're not going to tell you who's who. We're going to play this ruse again until we get what we want, basically.
Yes.
And then it's supposed to be the girls and then just their mom and dad. And then Meredith is there and is all upset. Like, what are you going on this trip for? Oh my God, your ex-wife's going to be there? No way. And then like Elizabeth James. I don't know. I just want to call her full name. But she's like, you know what? You go ahead, Meredith. You go with them. I'm going to stay here. And the girls are disappointed. But I think Elizabeth knew what she was doing.
For sure. But she's a classy lady. Like, she's going to, like, stir the pot and, like, be smart about it.
Yeah. I just love that. I don't know.
I mean, she's such a classy lady.
She is.
What a woman.
I know.
And, so they go hiking. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm like, what? No, you're good.
So they go hiking. We're just making all the messes. Woo. So the girls, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
And Meredith go hiking.
Right.
And I will say, in defense of Meredith, those two brats keep putting heavy rocks, the heaviest rocks, in her cute backpack. And she's wearing the cutest Adidas workout attire.
It is a very cute outfit, not gonna lie.
And Meredith is committed to a color palette. Black and white and red on the lips.
And that's it. I mean, she looks good. She does have a sense of style.
Style icon. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but I am saying she's a style icon.
Agreed.
But they go on the trip. They put the lizard. Is it a lizard?
Lizard. I don't know. Something.
Newt.
Yeah. I know. It made me think of Matilda.
For real. But it gets in her mouth.
Yeah.
And she does the, oh my God. Iconic.
Love it.
But
oh yeah, in the middle of the night, they try to drown her. I mean, not really, but like that seems kind of dangerous. They
essentially try to murder her.
Right? That was pretty wild.
They do. Yeah, she's on sleeping pills and they throw her on a raft and push her out.
I love how the dad, though, at this point, I mean, I know he says, like, cool it, girls, but he's, like, not, like, really mad at them. He's not like, you got, you know, like, he's just like, you gotta calm down with that mess. But he's not, like, getting angry. He's just like, whatever. And then she gives him the ultimatum.
She's like, I'm going to ship those brats to boarding school. It's me or them. Take your pick. And he's like, THEM, them.
Yeah, he spells it out.
And she freaks out. Which, as a child, I thought this was like the biggest burn.
Right?
But, you know, as someone that's closer in age to Meredith, I will say she put on this cute fit. Like, yes, she's a gold digger and stuff.
Right.
But she puts on this cute outfit. She probably thinks it's going to be glamp, like a light camping.
Yeah. Glamping.
A little, you know, or like, I don't know. I don't think we can blame her completely for not wanting to eat trout.
No, I don't think she should be forced to eat trout. I mean, there's got to be something else. Like, I don't know, beef jerky?
Yeah, they definitely, like, set her up for failure, including Nick.
Yeah. I think he secretly wanted it to not work out, though. Once he saw Elizabeth, he knew.
For real.
He knew he made a mistake because he was like all over the hotel room. He's like, oh, gotta chase her down. And she's just like, whatever. I'm gonna play hard to get.
It's because Martin was right when she didn't know what to wear. And Martin was like, you gotta pick out this black number. Mm-hmm. You gotta, you know. It was like Martin was like the fairy godmother.
He was.
And Chessie was for Nick.
Definitely.
But afterwards, so Meredith's out of the picture. Ding dong, the witch is dead. But then Nick and Elizabeth have the cutest moment down in the wine cellar.
Yes.
And it's raining. I love this part of the movie because it's just raining. It's a mood. Because everyone's saying their goodbyes.
Oh, and it plays this song that's like,
love it.
Every time we say goodbye, it's all jazzy and sad. And it gets you in the feels because they all have. So, like, their plan appears not to have worked, even though, you know, they share these memories and they go down to the wine cellar and they look at the bottle of wine from when they got married and stuff that he held on to. He didn't have to. Because it's been like 11 years. I guess they haven't talked. That's like such a long time. The fact that they just didn't want to see each other. Also, deciding to raise their kids separately. Like, it is kind of crazy. But, you know, you roll with it.
Yeah.
But it is sad when they all say goodbye. And you're like, oh, you know, I don't know.
Because they try to work it out where they can, like, see their other kid. But it's like, oh, you can't do that to kids that are going to school. You can't be like, 1 year you'll go to London. 1 year you'll stay in Napa. Like,
yeah.
You can't do that.
It's complicated.
So it is complicated. Something's gotta give.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes that's what women want. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Oh, but this time she did mention something about, like, earlier, maybe, I don't know if it was at the dinner that she had with him or what, but, like, she mentioned to, like, Dennis Quaid, like, she said, hey, you know, like, when I left, like, you didn't come after me. Like, he's like, oh, I didn't know you wanted me to. So, like, but this time, after all the sadness and the rain, and you're on, like, the... You know, I feel like I'm on the verge of tears when I've watched it.
Every time.
Yeah. Then he, like, is there. They show up. So Halle and him are both there, but, like, before they arrive home and surprise them. And it's a happy end. It's like a fairy tale. And he's like, you know, or no, she says, like, you know, what do you want from me? Like, you want this to, like, work and, like, what we're supposed to raise 2 kids and, like, be on 2 different continents. And I don't know. She goes down this whole list of things. He's like, yeah. I don't know.
And they live happily ever after.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's so good.
It is so good. And then they get remarried.
Yep.
And they play This'll Be
the best ending song, like ending credits song.
The cutest ending credits, too, with the pictures of the twins in the mix.
Oh, I love it.
I love it, too.
I wrote the movie magic is magicking.
100%. No, I love everything about this movie. It holds up.
It really does. 10 out of 10 handshakes.
I give it 10 out of 10 Oreos and peanut butter.
Nice.
Or 10 out of 10 Leo DiCaprio photos.
You don't know who Leo DiCaprio is?
Who's Leo DiCaprio?
Oh.
Which we were talking about it. I was like, after Leo Mania, how would you not know who Leo DiCaprio is? But they did film this in summer 97, which would be pre-Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Little did Nancy Myers know. Everyone would know by summer of 98 who Leo DiCaprio was.
Halle knew.
Halle did. Halle?
Did you say... Oh, never mind. Sorry. I thought you said Julio DiCaprio. But you said Julio. Sorry. Oh, my bad.
I love Julio DiCaprio.
Like, whoa, Julio. Oh, lordy.
Yeah.
Sorry, this movie got me so jazzed.
It's his cousin. But I think what I really do love too is it's like this movie has a lot of joy in it.
Yeah, all the joy.
All the joy. And you never hear, you know, I think because of Abbott Elementary, was it Lisa Ann Walters? She talks a lot lately, I think because of the Meredith Blake Renaissance, Elaine. I think it's Elaine. Eileen Hendricks is someone else. I think I know personally. Oh. But Elaine Hendricks talks a lot about this movie too because of the Meredith Blake Renaissance. And there's never like a bad word. You know, this just, it seems like a lovely, it was like, I've never heard Dennis Quaid speak on it, and we can't hear Natasha Richardson. Rest in peace. The reason why I don't go skiing.
I forgot about that.
That was also pretty seminal. Not even to make a joke about it. Like, no. After Sonny Bono and then Natasha Richardson, I don't go, I won't.
Yeah.
But
Gwyneth Paltrow, I mean, no one died, but still, it's kind of like, ooh, you want to get into a legal battle? Yeah. Like, that's also a headache.
That's the best case scenario. Right? The worst case
We've seen the best and the worst. And
yeah. Yikes. But, what was I going to say? I don't even never heard a bad word. It just seems like it was a joy to work on. Mm-hmm. It just is a movie that kickstarted Nancy Meyer's directing career, and it established Lindsay Lohan as like a bona fide movie star, even at age 12.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, slapping soundtrack, great movie.
I think that like, maybe not half of the movie, but like a good chunk of a movie is the soundtrack. To me, I don't know. I really enjoy movies that have like music throughout and just set a tone, like, and to make it a whole experience. I don't know. I think it's special. Maybe because also in real life, in my mind, there's always music playing. I don't know if that's a weird thing.
I like it. Well,
any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. And that's on that.
That's on that. No. Yeah.
I know that Lindsay Lohan is now expecting, which congrats. Yeah. But I really hope one day we do get a Lindsay Lohan, maybe a full circle Lindsay Lohan and a Nancy Myers.
That would be so cool. That would be really cool.
I'd love to see that.
I would too.
Putting that on my vision board with Leo DiCaprio while I eat Oreos and peanut butter and reconnect with my long lost twin.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. We could see her make like bad decisions, but in a good way. Like in a, I don't know. You know, I feel like we were all just so harsh on her for no reason.
I think so. I would love to see Lindsay in a kitchen. Yes. An immaculately designed kitchen. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what her kitchen actually looks like. I mean, does she live in Barcelona? No.
She was in Greece. Yeah, for a time.
Mykonos?
She was. Remember that? That was a reality show, I believe, with Lindsay Lohan.
I bet her kitchen is like really nice. I don't know.
No comment.
So I don't know where to go from here.
I have a feeling Lindsay Lohan's kitchen is very similar to Julia Fox's kitchen.
What is Julia Fox's kitchen like?
It has a bunch of shoe boxes.
With
kind
shoes?
Of like, yeah, like a kind of messy. But that's what I love. I love a messy gal.
Yeah.
But don't get me even started on Julia Fox because I love her too.
I know, right?
But that's how I picture Lilo's kitchen's a little messy. But Nancy Myers is maybe she's going to go from a messy kitchen to a perfectly designed one with some Nat King Cole playing.
Yes, always.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Rate and review.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.